Hey everybody, Josh from CollectionDX here with another CollectionDX video review. Today we're talking about the Brave Gokin 19 Baldios. So Baldios is kind of an old school super robot from the late 70s, early 80s I think. Never seen the show, never got it here in the States. Only really discovered Baldios as I began my journey through kind of robot collecting. So didn't have any childhood association with it, but you know, these days it's you know, it has enough of the aesthetics of what you do love that you are drawn to. At least that's the case with me for Baldios. So Baldios is die-cast metal and transformable into three forms. So this is the limited edition version. So it's got a kind of like anime accurate colors. In the normal version, the yellow and things like that would be gold chrome, and the paint's darker. So let's walk through some of the articulation here for a minute. So head, pretty decent range of motion for the head. Tilts forward and back, no big deal there. These shoulder pads can move, and you need them for transformation, but they also provide some clearance for the arms, which nice. Okay, you got elbows. That's both swivel and bend. This forearm is all die-cast metal, as well as this part. So I mean, like metal. The main torso is metal. The hand can twist, and you have both like a trigger finger joint, and then the other three fingers. There is no waist joint. None. No waist joint. This is all metal, but this is plastic, this is plastic, this is plastic, but the whole structure behind it is metal. As we move down a little lower, we have the thighs are metal, and you get a little articulation there. And you get a little out this way, but it's kind of unintentional because it's part of the transformation mechanism. You have some bendy legs, but they don't twist in any way. So you're kind of limited to, you can't kind of turn out for dynamic poses. But dynamic poses is really not what this toy is about. Feet, once again, you have, they'll do this, but that's pretty much it. Metal, and the legs are plastic, but these fins might be metal. Also on the side here, these come out. On the art package, on the instruction manual, these holes are black. On the original toy, these are missile launchers, so I wonder if they hadn't intended to make missile launchers out of them and then change their mind to cost and whatnot. So, Baldios from the front. From the back, it looks pretty good. Like most CM toys, it comes with a little sprue of hole covers that you can take off and put into each of the screw holes to get a smoother look. I haven't put any in yet. I probably will. We'll have to see. Next thing we have is I'll show you some of the weapons. So first thing we can do with a weapon, go down here, is these shoulder pads. The yellow bits are actually removable. You just kind of pry them out, and you can replace them like so. There you go. And there are two of them, so you can just remove the other one by pulling from the back and replacing it like so. Okay, so Baldios has a few handheld weapons. One is this kind of neat chrome thing. Handle's molded in plastic, it's not painted, so it's got its own color. That could basically go on here. I'm assuming it's kind of a gun. On the other hand, we have this spiffy shield which is plastic, of course, and it also has a molded handle. And that could just go into the other hand like so. So Baldios can defend himself, you know. Which really makes you think is, if you're a giant robot made of giant, you know, plates of metal, do you really need to hold on to another plate of metal to shield the regular metal? Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But, you know, these things aren't designed to make sense. They're designed to look cool, and in that respect, it does look cool. Baldios also comes with swords. Now, there are these two swords, and these swords are modular. So there's this hilt piece that goes up to the top, and then that part's removable. So you can hold this just as a sword, or what they've done is they've included these silver sword pieces. So what you can do then is take your first sword apart, move your hilt to the end, and attach a piece of the sword, and then the hilt, and you make kind of a large javelin-ish thing. Never seen the show, don't know the significance, but there you go. And if you want to get super crazy, they give you two of them. Oops. Baldios decided to do a little split there. So like I said, double sword. Oop. And then the end. I wonder if anyone listens to these views like for relaxation purposes, like, Bob Ross, when we used to just watch him, because we really didn't give a shit about his painting, but, you just listen to that dude's voice, and he's just like, happy little fan brush. There's a happy little Gokin with his little sword. Alright, so, you see what I'm doing here with my finger on the hip? This is pain in the butt, and I'll explain to you this in just a moment when I go into transformation. So, Baldios looks very cool, but he's kind of a floppy mess. Now, I say that like it's a bad thing, and normally on many toys it is a bad thing. And if you're looking for like the super, maintain a ton of different poses type of Gokin, this is not the piece you want. What this piece is really good at is having a really fantastic transformation into the three molds of Baldios that are really bizarre. I mean, the way this thing folds apart and does its thing is very much origami-like, very intricate, very old school kind of in the way that it forgoes articulation to bring you kind of a good transformation, a good fun transformation. So because of that, you have some, clanky legs would end up having these things come out on the side, and then they were a pain to get back in. The head can kind of come out kind of easily. This thing kind of comes out pretty easily. So I mean, it's not really meant to be handled and played. I mean, the thing's almost $200. It's like you pick it up, you do your thing, you put it back, and you be careful with it. So that being said, while it's not, like a classic Gokin, for stability, it is classic, I think, in its transformation sense. And I'm going to show you some of that now. First thing you do when you want to go into this, 3 ships, and you kind of just pull the legs off. Now you can see that all that's holding these legs on here is these 2 plastic tabs inside the metal. And if you look at the hip, you can see the 2 slots there. So basically you just kind of snap them in, kind of not too accurately like. And then you see on the top of the metal there's these little tabs, and on the black there's little things, and you just kind of work it in. So that's why it's kind of fidgety. They could have come up with something a little better, I think, but whatever. So, all right. So you got a couple of ships in Baldios here. Let me get a little down here. So this is one of the legs. This transformation could very well blow your mind at how cool it is. Okay. So pull that up hard. Open this up. and then you bring it back, okay? And then this tread comes out to the side there, okay? Ready? Whoa, then this comes over, and that comes down. And over here on the side, pull this door down. Probably easier if you don't have big fat fingers like I do. And under here is the second tread. Just kind of neat. Come on out, you. There we go. Come on. Huh? That's cool. That transformation is pretty wild. You have a little gun on the side there. I mean, that was the leg. And look at it now. How awesome. Okay, now we'll go on to the next piece. Oh, I almost forgot to show you. The CMs gives you a pair of kind of anime accurate treads. These are rubber, and they roll, and they're really neat. So what you do to put those on is you put the wheel back in, flop that wheel in, and then you snap the two together like so. And you've got a more accurate rolling vehicle. Huh? That's cool. Move on to the other leg, which has a similar but altogether different crazy transformation. Okay? Pull the leg apart. Pull this apart. Okay? And then go underneath of it. So you got something that looks kind of like this, and this flaps down, but we'll deal with that in a second. Actually, we'll deal with that now. So what it is this is a neat little thing. This is the cockpit for the robot. Comes up, and then watch this. Huh? And then see the little tabs here now go into the tabs there. Alright, so now, this is neat. These little wings here. Come on, fat fingers. There we go. So the wings come out like that. So once again, a little neat kind of origami. There you go. So that is the second ship. Awesome. Now let's do the third ship. So here we have the upper half of Baldios, and here's where the another really intricate transformation takes place. Word of note: this panel here, I'll show it to you in a minute, is held on by a very, very small piece. And mine, when I got mine out of the box, wasn't broken. It was detached. There was like not enough glue used to hold the fastener in, so I used a couple dabs of super glue to keep it, and now it's fine. So just be aware of that. I don't think it's like I said, not broken, just detached. So first thing, like any good anime robot transformation is you've got to hide the fists, and they just hide in like so. Oh, help if I was doing the right side. Yeah, you go. It's late, can you tell? Alright, so now we have that done. What we do is we take this whole section here and bring those out a little bit like so. Okay. Now you can see that these are like really like kind of flimsy joints, but they're not. You think you'd be like, oh, I'm gonna break them, but they're not too bad. All right. So now we go on to the back. The panel is open. Now I don't know if you can see it at this point with the light. But watch as I move this piece up. See that little square in the middle there that goes up and down? That's the piece that broke off from me. So very carefully placed dabs of glue will fix that. Don't need to do that piece yet though. First thing we do is fold the head in, like so. Then we got to take these arms, and they kind of go like this, so that these kind of come back, and go up and over. It would have been nice if these kind of had tabs to kind of lock them in place. As it is, they just kind of hang willy-nilly, you know. But then from there, you do that pop-up motion, and these open up. Now in the front, the way to do these is you kind of pull them forward and bring them around so they fill in that space that's left from where the legs go. Okay, and once again, it'd be nice if they kind of clicked or something, but as it is, the wings just kind of like, they rest there. All right, cockpit comes down like so, and then underneath there's a little landing gear that comes down. So not a doesn't like I would have been happy if it just kind of like stayed, you know. But that's your basic first ship. I mean, you know what? I'm sure they each have their own names. I don't know what they're called. The text review will probably have their proper names for you. But yeah, those are the 3 Baldios ships. So those 3 dudes together make Baldios. Like I said, it's a fun little transformation. It's really like, how do they get that in? Boom. It almost seemed like the impossible anime magic transformation was realized here. And if you like seeing that kind of borderline perfect transformation, I think you'll dig this whole idea. If you really need, if you like, I mean, it's nothing like Go Shogun or even the Time Bokan ones, or it's a really unique animal in terms of CM Gokins. A very different style of toy. Still loads of metal, intricate transformation, reasonably durable, lots of accessories, overpriced. But you're paying the nerd tax, you're paying the otaku tax, because they're only making so many of these. The price and the development and the engineering and the materials, the price reflects all of that. So it's not for the casual fan, put it that way. So I want to give a shout out to Boris at Anime Export for hooking me up with one of these. It's a pretty neat toy. I'm glad to have it in my collection, but like I said, may not be for everyone. So hopefully this video gives you a little more information to decide if it's something you want to add into your collection. So this is Josh from CollectionDX. See you later.